What I'm about to tell you is going to help you in every stage of your life. You do not want to miss what I'm about to say. You may want to get a pencil and paper and write this down. What I'm going to tell you is, well, the last point's greater than the first, but the first point, I'm going to tell you to go to church this Sunday. Now listen, not all churches are created equal. There's some churches that are great, some churches that are bad. You need to figure out which are which. If you're going to a progressive, liberal church, leave that church this Sunday. If you're going to a church where the pastor is gay, homosexual, queer, whatever you want to say, leave that church this Sunday. I ain't saying go back to the church and say goodbye. I'm saying go to a different church this Sunday. Find a church that is a good, solid, Bible-believing church and go there. If the church is a so-called Mormon church or a so-called Jehovah's Witness church, Latter-day Saint church, you leave that church this Sunday. Don't go back and say bye. You find a good, solid, Bible-believing church and get into a church. Your soul counts on where you're going to go to church. It matters because you're being edified or built up or you're being deceived and led astray. You don't want to go to one of those ungodly so-called churches. Walk away from those. Don't go back and say bye. Get in a good Bible-believing church this very Sunday. How do you find a good one? You look for one where the pastor stands up and boldly preaches the Word of God, that he's not in it for recognition, he's not in it for fame, but he's in it that you might learn and grow and know how to live your life, the rest of this life, and be ready for eternity when you pass from this life. Now, the second point I want to share is the most important point, and that is surrender to Jesus Christ as the Lord of your life for the rest of your life. There's nothing this world has to offer that's worth missing Jesus Christ. There's nothing that your flesh has to offer that's worth missing Jesus Christ. Surrender all that you are to follow Jesus Christ with all of your heart, that when your time comes, you'll be able to smile as you enter into the glories of heaven. And you do that, you follow God, and He's going to bless you. Come on, y'all. Let's follow Jesus.